Mm-mm.
Tell the way you're kissing me, baby, you've been kissing somebody else. You look the same, you've been missing me. Whole time you've been f***ing with somebody else. I'm certain something going on behind the curtain, baby. I know a nigga not crazy, yeah. Hold up, hey, what the hell you look like?
Singing?
Having
Yeah.
niggas on
No.
the side of side.
I wrote it though.
A river you gon' cry by the
See,
end of the
this-
night, like, yeah.
Who is it?
You don't know. His name's Ryan. I forgot I had this on here. I was like, what is this? I said, oh.
Oh Lord, swear it's so dry. Did it good, but she never did me right. I ain't tripping cause I'm good after the night. I'm good after the night, last episode.
She on me like I own it. Oh girl, all the lies you tell. She working like she tryna get promoted. She don't know that she fight as hell. I'm certain. All the shit you do, I don't deserve it.
Need to find
I
one that don't
remember.
got it.
I remember it. So I'm listening like, oh, wait.
What the hell you look like? Having niggas on the side of side. A river you gon' cry by the end of the night, like yeah. Rolling dice, you losing love with it. After the night, you never get another taste of my love. It's the last episode. You never get another taste of my love. It's the last episode. You never get another taste of my love.
Oh Lord, swear it's so dry. Did it good, but she never did me right. I ain't tripping cause I'm good after the night. I'm good after the night, last episode.
Name this sample. Hold up.
That little twang. I was
Hey.
just getting ready to say some Dr.
know.
Dre. It was a little twang.
Play a game, rolling dice, you losing. Can't win but losing. You never tasted my love. It's the last episode. You never get another taste of my love. It's the last episode. I gotta let you know.
I need something to put my feet on.
I'm good after the night, last episode.
Gotta bring the footstool over here. You got one. Feet ain't reaching.
I mean, they are, but it's not comfortable. I feel like I'm trying to push myself up in the seat.
I forgot. We forgot to put the thing on here so the dog was sitting on the saucepan. Also, Sky was laying in the chair.
What did I gotta do?
You were complaining about fur on your shirt.
Oh, no, that's because it was on the floor.
Need you next to me,
Ah,
baby, please.
I ain't hear you talking about it. We good?
I mean, it's people that, like, I see the thing on my phone says they're popping in, but if there's somebody in here, they ain't saying nothing.
Y'all let us know y'all in here. We trying to get started. Share the live. We gonna get started here in a minute. Let me share that.
So much distance between us. Let's close this space up. Just come close to me. You know I wanna feel your heartbeat. 'Cause hearing your voice won't cure it. Been needing your body next to me. I really wanna see you. It's nothing like the real thing. And come see me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Candace. Why you on you? Oh, this is a different Candace. How you doing?
We need to get back in that studio.
Y'all don't feel like it tonight, just let us know. I'm going to go sit right on down. Eric says, hey, Russell and Brittany. Still debating team since our exchange in Kroger. Eric. You know who the real team is.
Don't be like that, Eric. I'm sorry.
Completely ignored you.
I was in the zone.
I don't like my hair in these stupid headphones.
Mine too.
Pretty dark on.
I don't care how you get there.
But like, it's just not. Well, it is good to be back, Candace, for sure.
All right, y'all get one more song, then we getting started.
One more song.
One more song. I get one more. Do us a favor, share the live when y'all pop in, please.
All right, let me see.
Tell me that you love me. Tell me anything just to make me stay. Oh, I could choose when you touch me.
All right, your next live skiing to run is on your own. Do this within the next 2 weeks.
You chose to join me.
Huh? I did.
chose
I
to
did.
join.
I should have was my first month. I'm gonna turn into a cilantro and onion.
Just stop. You calling attention to it.
That's fixable.
What's your real name on here? I don't know how to.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not a friend.
I am her friend.
It's a real name. I think you might follow her. I don't think you're a friend.
Well, whatever.
A lot of people we know from the podcast, like I'll try to like friend them on Facebook. They won't even give me the option to like be a friend. I think you gotta have like at least one mutual or something.
Hey, see. Well, one of them worked. Tried to tag the regulars. All right. It's going to be a short one today. 'Cause y'all quiet. Let's go ahead and get this thing started.
Hold on, you gotta get to my favorite part. I'm trying to rush the process.
You wrote the song. You can hear it anytime you want to.
I'll just fast forward to it. It's the ad-libs.
Tomorrow? Yes, absolutely. You want him to ride the bus? Hey, Shayla. Matter of fact, you can come get him tonight if you want to. He was just asking me to come over, see.
All right. So, let me check the... See, this is troubling, okay? Because y'all supposed to be gang for real. And we go and see we only got 2 shares. And I know I shared it and I know Brandy shared it. So that means both of us shared the live. What's the issue?
Your foot is on my mic cord.
What's the issue, y'all? Y'all got to share the joint. Let people know we own. Help us out or something. Oh,
Thank you.
Lord DB. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you have not sounded off in the chat, feel free to do so we can shout you out. If not, we're going to get started. Ready?
always.
What's going on? Yash, your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Brandy.
Welcome back to season 5, episode 4 of the What They Never Told Us podcast. We back, man. And we're not just back, we're back in grand fashion because it is a live episode and the whole gang is here. Who we got in the building?
Well, I don't know about the whole gang, but we got some people up in here with us. We have Candace over on YouTube.
Whoop.
Eric is in here and he says Team Russ Ryder.
Whoop, whoop.
Sierra
Russ
is
Ryder.
in here. And Miss Shayla is in here. Oh, and I also see a new name, Sammy. She says, woohoo, I finally made it. Been
Hey.
listening to y'all on the podcast. Y'all are fire.
Thank you.
so much. And we're glad that you are here and that you made it to a live session.
Welcome to the live. Absolutely. Real quick, sound off if you've listened to the episode. Let us know in the chat. We need to report for the first time in the history of What They Never Told Us, there was not a YouTube episode, and it wasn't our fault.
Somebody inboxed me and said, did Russell forget to push the button?
This
and I
was not-
almost threw you under the bus.
But how you threw me
I
under
almost
the-
said yeah. Because like the other excuse is just like, what? But I told him the truth.
Yeah, be honest. We recorded the whole episode, and then for some reason when we stopped recording it, it said that it didn't properly write the episode onto the disc, our recording memory card. So it, for whatever reason, just didn't save. We did not have the strength to record another episode because that was our second take of the day. So we just didn't have no YouTube.
And we waited to the last minute because we recorded that Monday night at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So it's just been dry. TikTok been dry. Instagram been dry because we don't have no video clips of this episode.
Oops.
But streaming numbers are doing well. Y'all rock with us anyway, so we appreciate that. Come hell or high water. It's gonna be some video footage next week. So
There might be some people on here who was just like, oh, they not going live because they didn't do an episode.
wasn't no episode this week.
But the truth is, it was an episode. It was just audio only.
Yeah, it is some
had to
people
check
who
in.
only listen on
YouTube.
only
Absolutely.
watch on YouTube. So for our YouTube family, apologies. So sorry. But yeah, like I said, we'll get it together. We'll get together eventually.
And if you want to listen, you can hop on over to the audio version, which is available on all podcast streaming platforms.
Every
And
single one of
listen
them things, it's
to-
available.
It's just a phase, which we talked about, just different phases that we've been in thus far in our relationship. So this is more of a personal episode where we're not so much giving life advice and telling you how to live yours. It was more of like a reflection. We've been away for quite some time and a lot of stuff has transpired. So we were just running through some of the things we still learning. Just how long we've been married? 18 months? I don't know, so many months. I don't know.
Don't give me the line.
I feel like a long time now. I feel like forever.
Don't give me the line.
But it's only been like a year and a half.
Mm.
Yeah, and when did we get married? In April?
Yes, April 2nd.
Yeah, like a year and a half.
So, yeah, it was cool. If you haven't checked out the episode, give it a listen. I think there's a lot of nuggets in there, though. Like, even just from our experience in this past maintain and get by. So, I think it was good. There was one subject we stumbled on, though, that I think we wanted to kind of navigate around a little bit more, and that was a subject of kind of like roles in the family, right? And this week we've been seeing tons of feedback on the 50-50 thing, right?
Tell them what you mean by that. The 50-50
Should
thing.
marriages be 50-50? Should the expenses of the household be evenly distributed between husband and wife, or should the husband handle it all and the wife uses her money to I don't know.
I mean, it would be used for other stuff. I think the context behind the original post that at least I saw was, I stuttered, was strictly around bills and like household expenses. But a lot of the women who said they believed in that was like, you know, my money goes to clothing the kids, any extracurricular things we do, the groceries, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like she just had discretion with her money. At least the ones that I was seeing was who supported that the man should pay for everything.
Clothes for the kids, stuff like that.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, I saw one post that said if you go 50-50, so like you split everything right down the middle, that it's more of a roommate situation. And that's where I kind of felt like a disagreement with. I really strongly believe that it's whatever works for you and your household. Like there is no right or wrong way to do it, but to assume that it's just one person's responsibility to pay the bills just seems really ridiculous to me.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I think it's unrealistic. I think it's unrealistic for that to happen because every man is created differently. Not all men are created equal. And if everybody is
salaries.
If everybody is the entrepreneur, if everybody is the CEO, which you, for most people, live the life and have all the bells and whistles that they want, you would need to be these days, right? Back in the day when, like, the economy was just different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a man could work at the factory and a woman stay home, and you can kind of handle things. But nowadays, like, y'all both got car notes, y'all both got cell phones and all of this stuff. Like, unless you pulling in six figures, like, that's not realistic. And every man is not going to do that. So for the guy who works at KFC, yeah, y'all can just use the salary, but the quality of living is going to be extremely lower, right?
My thing is, like, how do you go in and decide what's a man bill and what's a woman bill?
There's no, well, a close friend of
Uh-huh.
mine, like, this was his standard, right? We worked together. And when he was getting ready to get married, it was like a thing. He went and got a new job. And it was big for him because that's what happened in his home of origin, in his, you know, family of origin growing up. Like, the dad did that. So it was very important to him because that was his idea of what a man does, right? So although his wife is an entrepreneur, has her own business, a successful business, you know, he works a 9 to 5, takes care of all the bills, and it works for them. I just think, and I agree with what you said, I think it's crazy when you take what works in your household and you make it the precedence for everybody's household.
Yeah, like, you should do this. That's why I appreciate at least our platform is it's not just like, okay, here's what we do and here this is exactly what y'all should do. Like, people are individuals, and for me, I don't even think, just the type of person I am and the way that my mind is set up, if you came in and was like, look, you can't pay for nothing, like, I would be fighting to pay bills. I wouldn't be like, okay. I'm like, no, I'm gonna pay for perfect scenario, when we first started dating.
I hope y'all not buying this.
Oh my! When we first started dating,
Yeah.
or not first started dating, but we started getting serious and talking about finances. That was not my stance. Wasn't I not like, no, if we get married and we share finances, I pay the things that are solely mine. Like, I'm going to pay my car note. I'm going to pay my phone bill. And you were like, no, like, we should have a pot where everything just comes out of. And I didn't feel comfortable with that. So don't even try to play me on this here podcast.
Well, if we being honest,
do.
those things were like based on things that you came into a relationship with. It wasn't like household bills. It was like my credit card bill, my school loans. It wasn't.
But
like,
my point
it wasn't
is,
like, I'm gonna pay the light bill. I don't care what you say, Russell.
well, you're not listening to what I was saying, because what I said is, if a man told me, I'm just going to pay all the bills and you just don't worry about it, my mindset would have been, no, I'm going to fight to pay some things. I didn't say those bills, but like, in our situation, I was fighting to still pay for, you know, my stuff, the stuff that I quote unquote came in with.
Mm-hmm. You still feel like that?
Well, I appreciate the way that we do it now, but so let's set the stage. What we do is, both of our checks go into our joint account. We have personal money, but, it just pays for everything. Like, there is not really okay, you paid for this or you paid for that. But I do still feel like in our financial picture, we still do things based off who got paid that week, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, today, when you needed some money for something, like, you felt the need to call me and say that because I was the one that I felt like it was because I was the one that got paid, and you didn't want to be like taking money. But if it was your week, you would have just moved the money.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's still very much, the mindset is separate, even though the money is together. Because, like, for me, it was such a small amount of money. I'm like, why is he calling me for that? But I'm like, he's calling me for that because I was the one that got paid.
I'm saying, do you still feel that way?
That about,
Like, if
I think it's coming out in different ways, was my point. I don't think that I still feel the way that I'm going to fight to pay for my stuff, but there are still some things that I will wait until I get paid to pay for. For instance, I'm getting Nia's hair done. I could have did that last week when you got paid. I could have made the appointment, but I didn't. I waited till I got paid to do it because I still feel some kind of way. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like
That's what I was trying to get to. It's like most of the things that tension we felt around money, or like I gotta pay for this, or I don't feel comfortable with you helping me pay for this, came from an uncomfortability with another person bearing the weight of things that in your mind is your responsibility.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't want you to feel like you had to take care of me.
Yeah, but I think our relationship with money's just really changed. We're just based on how much we really don't trip.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we both could feel like we not really selfish with that type of stuff. It's not like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Absolutely
like,
not.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of lessens the need to feel like that. But I really believe if I like certain things got set in motion, I was like, babe, like, I got this. Like, you go make your dreams come true. You okay?
I really wouldn't though. I really wouldn't.
You would be. You would say, like, I'm paying.
I wouldn't
this
be
bill.
like, I'm gonna take my whole little portion that go into the account now and put it back in my personal account. I would never do that.
Even if you didn't put it in the account, like, you would not be like, babe, I don't care what you say. From now on, I'm taking care of this.
No,
bill.
like I said, I never felt like I would fight to pay a specific bill.
Yeah,
but I would have saying I would fight to contribute.
And you would like still keep your job
if you like became a millionaire.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would probably not keep that job for sure. That job.
You like, I'm gonna do something.
I'd be like, bye. See you later.
Like, I'm gonna
but
do something.
I would still work 100%.
Let's get to some of these comments.
Okay, go ahead.
Shayla says, in my opinion, it all depends on the relationship you have with your significant other. Every relationship is different.
Candace also said pretty much that exact same thing over on YouTube. She says it all depends on the family dynamic.
Tamala, whatever works for your situation. Shay says a lot has changed over the years, and women work as well now, so they can definitely contribute. Some men feel it is their obligation to take care of the family, but when you come from a single-parent household into a relationship, sometimes it looks different. That is a great point, and we got to hit pause there for a second because you bring up a good point. Like, a lot of times when that model was in place, the world that women lived in was completely different, right? Like, a man had to be the provider because a woman had no place in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. The only time women really worked is during like times of war and duress when men went off to war. So for factories to thrive and to survive, women would take the job in the shop. They would take the job in the factory. But when the men came home, they went right back to the crib because it was just the expectation, especially in society like America, at some points when women were treated like second-class citizens, right? Like, how are you going to go in the marketplace and provide for a family? It wasn't possible. But in today's current climate, where the average woman is more educated and higher paid on average than men, now, okay, we can live off, if you just really pressed about it, like, you gonna provide.
That only applies to black people, but just wanted to make sure that's clear.
What?
That more women are higher paid than men. It's only pertaining to African Americans.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, yeah. But that, yeah, so in our context, like, yeah, we could just live off my income if you really pressed about it, but the quality of life is going to be significantly different. Like, you can walk off your, you know what I'm saying, whatever a year job, but it's like, we going to be struggling. You know what I'm saying? Not even struggling, but it's just not going to look the same.
Yeah, I definitely believe, like, it's a certain caliber of man, and I don't mean like the quality of his character, but the type of job that he has. That you can walk into that situation, and I'm gonna be honest, with all shade intended, a lot of people that I seen on the internet who were saying that they would prefer for a man to pay for everything probably could not get a man of that caliber or position. So I'm like, lower your standards a little bit, boo. Like, go work.
Like, for real. Like, what are we talking about? And also, like, this gets me fired up because I know so many like good men who feel this weight and this pressure to be something that's unrealistic. Good men who might be like walking, living in this purpose, but doing that, good character, but it just doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I worked at a job where I was so fulfilled in, and it got to when like, okay, when we got married, I was like, this ain't gonna cut it. I bought this big old ring, and I was like, okay, this job is not gonna work right now, but I was fulfilled there. I felt like I was doing good. I went home with a sense of fulfillment, like the work that I'm doing is serving towards a positive end. But it was a struggle. And I know good dudes who work in the school system who, and if you know anything about the school system, you're not getting paid like that. You know what I'm saying? But good men, good men who, like, if they met a certain lady who might have been perfect for them, but they got this illogical standpoint of, you're a man, you're supposed to provide. I mean, cool, but like, don't expect to go on no trips or nothing like
Can we talk about other ways that I can provide? Because financially ain't gonna be one of them.
Yeah.
Or at least primarily. This is a quick sidebar, but I laughed so hard at you. I remember you were telling me, I asked you what was the moment that you knew you wanted to marry me, and you were telling me about moving out of your apartment and how I kind of stopped everything.
You want me to
help you.
You want me to
I
tell?
don't, but when I was like, I still don't understand why you moved out so early, and the way you was like, that ring, like you had to move out of your whole apartment to be able to afford to pay for my ring. And I was like,
I didn't have to,
well,
but it was much more comfortable.
yes.
I was like, look, I can go somewhere, save up a little bit, take some of this pressure off, like it'd be better. But
I mean, that's the type of pressure that society puts on it. Like, I love my ring. Do not get me wrong. When I saw it, y'all, I halfway looked at it before I screamed yes. But then when I actually paid attention to it, I was like, oh my God. But I didn't require this level of bling. But there are some people who do put that type of pressure. Like, my ring got to be this many carats. It's got to be this cut. It's got to be this shape. It's got to be this color. And men do make drastic decisions like that to try to live up to be what the woman is expecting them to be. And I think we get so wrapped up in these materialistic things and situational things, like who's going to pay the biggest amount of bills, and we're missing the main thing. Like, is he a good person?
That's it.
Is he going to treat you right? Is he going to take care of his kids once they come? Like, these are things that I think our focus should be on, but we get in these day-long, I'm telling you, it's been on my timeline on Facebook for days, day-long debates about who's responsible for paying the bills in the house. When it's like, yes, that's important, because finances is one of the main reasons that people get divorced, but it's because we're putting so much pressure and burdens on people to live up to a certain standard that we see on TV from celebrities or from millionaires, when, like, that's not the life of an everyday Joe Schmo, which is probably who you're going to be dating and marrying.
I think, and I could be wrong, this is just from my vantage point, what I think I see and what I sense. I think most women associate the type of man that they want with the type of man who makes that type of money, right? I think it's nature for women to want a man who can lead, to want a man who can direct, and want a man who can make them feel safe. And finances are an area where most everybody wants to feel safe. They want to feel secure. They want to feel like they can go to sleep at night and not have to worry about how mortgage is going to get paid, right? That's a good attribute. But I think too many people replace money for character. Like, they make that the end all be all. But the truth is, what you want from a man, you'll get when you genuinely just want that man. It unlocks something in him that you won't access, and it pushes a man to be greater. Like, I promise you this, and I'm gonna tell that story just because I think it's exactly what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I was happy where I was at in life. I wasn't completely content because I knew there was greater in me, but I was comfortable. My kids had everything they needed. I had a nice car. My bills were paid. I was eating out when I wanted to eat out, going places when I wanted to go places. Like, I was good. But when she came around, I started desiring more, not because she required more, but because she was just so good to me. And she saw me in a way that nobody else saw me, that it made me want to be better for her, right? Like, didn't require anything of me. And let me tell you this woman made significantly more money than me, but was in the trenches with me, right? Like, when I knew I wanted to marry her, and I went and bought the ring, not because she required that ring, but because she only wanted me, it made me want to do the most for her in every way possible. The reason why, when I was at that jewelry shop and we were picking out rings, and I said, nah, I need something bigger, because I was just looking for something that represented what I felt. When I when I no longer could afford to be in that apartment, that townhouse, and I was so alienated from friends because I was just in a season where I had stopped calling people, and I had really like separated myself from a lot of those close relationships I had. I didn't feel comfortable calling anybody to help me move. Cause I'm like, man, I ain't talked to my homie in about a year and a half. I'm not about to call him when I need somebody to help carry some boxes. So I was so uncomfortable. I was just doing it by myself. When I say this, 5'2", tall, like when I say she was like just showed up, carrying what's next, like just helping me move stuff, and man, like what that did for my heart, yo, what that did for like my soul. It, first of all, confirmed something for me, like, okay, this is my wife because she's with me, regardless of where I'm at, regardless of who I have. Like I know she's with me. That's number one. Number two, it showed me something that she saw in me. And then the job I was on, I started getting more and more uncomfortable with because I'm like, nah, I got to be better for her. Like I could stay here and she'll still be with me, but because she loves me so well, I want to do more. So I got a better job. And then the things that I had a passion for, then I started, like the more I honored her and was treating her like God instructs me to treat her, then doors started opening up. Now I'm stepping into stuff and I see more opportunities opening up. And I've talked about this all the time on podcasts, when I preach, whenever somebody gives me a chance to say it. But the whole trajectory of my life changed when I got a good woman. And a good woman or a good man is not based on what they have, not the materials they have, but it's based on the contents of their heart and how well they love you. And when you love somebody well, you'll get everything. I promise you'll get everything you need from them. Like when it's all said and done, I promise you, watch this. When it's all said and done, her working is going to be optional. When it's all said and done, whatever she wants to do is going to be what she decides to do on her own will, not because of need. And I know that, and I can say that confidently because I've seen and lived the beginning of it. Watch what I say. Yeah, that got me fired up. And I told you I was trying to fight this tangent spirit that's on me, but I don't went into a full tangent. So I apologize. We're going to get to some comments. Jay says, hey, sorry for my tardiness. I was driving. Sherelle says, oops, I'm late. You know what, y'all? It's all good. We glad you're here. I was about to say something, but we just glad you're here. Brianna Owusu is here. What's going on? I don't remember that name before, so you might be new. I'm going to give you some hand claps. Thank you for joining us on the live. Sierra says, every relationship is different, and different seasons bring different trials. Both need to give what they're capable of to make their relationship and lifestyle work. Equality, effort. Absolutely. Connie Hall is watching. What's going on, Connie? Jay says, if she became a millionaire, we need...
I think he meant you.
If
you become a millionaire, I need to bring She
If one of us become a millionaire, I don't think he matters. We need She-Bake back in the swing. I feel you.
Because if I'm a millionaire, like just off on my own merit, I'm doing stuff that I'm not going to be making in the kitchen.
Like, can we just get like a franchise? Like, can we just get one in every mall across America?
It's fun for me now. I don't have to do it for survival.
Why do you got to do it? Just train him to do it. I'm with you. I don't get cookies either. Only time I got cookies is when a bake sale was happening or when there was something going on. I'm not eating sweets over here.
I have a question for you. Would you trade my current salary for a house that's always clean, a home cooked meal, kids that are well fed, well taught, and respectable, where all my time and attention goes to? Would you trade that? Because some of that stuff lacks because I have to work.
It's only one thing you said that lacks.
What?
House ain't always clean.
You don't get a home cooked meal every day either.
A lot of the days
and
I
them
do.
Kids is rambunctious. They be doing what they want to do.
First of all, I work with kids all day. I can handle kids. So I need you for that. I need you to be comfortable with me checking them. That's it. Would I trade? Like, would I to live off my salary alone?
Yeah, because like that's the trade off, right? Men takes care of all the bills and the woman takes care of the household.
Based on my salary?
Yeah.
No. No. Now I work in the school system. I work for Jackson Public Schools. God bless you guys. Thank you for what you do for me. But no, absolutely not.
All right.
Because that home cooked meal would be hamburger helper. Like, yes, it'd be home cooked, but it's just because we can't afford to eat out. We're going to a very nice dinner this weekend. We have a fire date night. That bill's going to be significantly large just for some steaks.
Yes, it is. It's going to be good, though.
But I'll take that. and I'll do the dishes.
Oh, y'all heard him say it right here on this podcast, right?
Who did dishes last night?
You did.
Look, you see me doing them more? I'm on it. I appreciate it. Look.
All right. Tamala says, are women really ever paid as much as men in the same position? Technically, no, but there are some nuances when you get down to race. Jay says, how do you decide who will be the main one that is in charge of paying the bills? Well, society. Well,
can I get a clarifying question? Are you asking who's in charge of like doing the act of like going in and physically paying, or do you mean like the person who finances are in charge of paying the bills?
Oh yeah, clarify that, Jay. Shayla says, my thing is you can't afford what you want on your own, but expect the man to do so. You might want to reevaluate yourself. That's true. That's all facts.
Shanika, what up? Welcome. How you doing? Jay says, correct me if I'm wrong, but it screams spoiled brat with daddy issues to me. Jay, by this, I'm asking who's the one logging in online and hit submit payment.
Well, that's me.
Well, honestly, like I think people put too much emphasis on gender when it comes to certain roles, right? Like to me, it's whoever does it the best, right? Like I'm not suffering in my household because you think you're supposed to do a certain thing because of your gender. Like if I'm the better cook in this scenario, like if I cook better than her, for the family to eat better food, I'm going to cook, right? If I'm better handling money, I'm not going to just give it to my wife because she's the woman and it's her role to handle it. No, like if I'm trash at handling money, then my wife will make sure that the bills are paid on time. Like who does it best? Then let's do that. Let's function as a household, right? Like if your wife has got big shoulders and you scrawny, let her take out the garbage.
Wait, hold on.
You struggling. And she like, move, boy. Move out the way. I got it. You carrying that one bag at a time. Give me this.
Hold on. That's where I draw the line.
I'm just saying if she don't mind it, if she's better at it, if she enjoys doing it, you don't want to get your hands dirty, brother, let her take out the garbage.
And I really think sometimes it's not even who's better. It's just like we need to sit down and have a conversation. You can't have too many Chiefs and too many Indians. So like if we both trying to pay the bill, something's going to end up getting messed up or double paid or whatever. So like we just sit down and have a conversation. Because it's not like I was better at paying bills than he was. Just like, hey, yo, you want to handle that? You going to do that? And I just think because we moved into a house that I was already living in, most of the stuff was already under my name. I already had logins for it. So it's just like, okay, I'm going to keep doing that.
I suck at being task oriented. Like when I was on my own and like out here in the wilderness by myself, like there was bills I was late on, not because I didn't have the money, just because like, oh yeah, I got to pay that. Oh shoot, I forgot to pay the cable bill. I'd be on the couch. They'd be like, hey, the internet now. The kids be like, Dad, the Wi-Fi not working. Oh shoot, hold on. All right, we good. Is it working? All right, good job. Yeah, so it's for your household to function. How is it going to function the best? Like, of course, there are some things that like we can have a conversation of like what is commanded by the Lord. What are the duties of a man and what are the duties of the woman as said by thus the Lord? But I think you'll find that there's like very few things that are like, this is the role of a man. This is the role of a woman.
Except for taking out the trash.
That's not in the Bible. Daniel Jones says, hey, y'all. What up, though?
Hey, so Kendra says exactly. Whoever does the job best should do it. Jay says, so what I'm hearing is unbig that bag and take the trash out stink. No, that's not what you're hearing at all. Shanika says, I'll get the trash before D. I just hate seeing it full.
Why you skip Shayla comment?
What? I didn't see it.
She says, say that, Russ. You got a good woman.
Hey, yes, you do. Give me some hand claps. Yeah, you do.
Nah, you. Yeah, dude. Give it up for her. And she get air horns. How about that?
No, it's equal. It's very equal. We match each other in that. I think sometimes we'd be trying to outdo each other on like the gestures and stuff. So I'm very blessed in that scenario.
Did you read that one already by Shanika? I'm doing good getting these kids ready for bed.
Oh, I didn't see
There we go. Exactly. Whoever does the job best should do it.
No, I did do that. Is it Tamala or Tamala?
Tamala.
She
Tamala
says,
Man.
a well-oiled household is sharing the task.
There we
I
go.
believe that wholeheartedly. Like, I don't want to be the one doing everything. Like, there are some days where I'm like, "Hey, babe, can you cook?" Like, he like, "Well, you just, I think I forgot how." But like,
I ain't gonna lie. I remember one point
I don't
really.
like having the whole burden.
There's one point I really enjoyed my food, and now I don't know if I never could cook or if I just forgot how to. Either way, this fried chicken ain't hitting the same. That's all I know. It ain't hitting the same.
He fried chicken for me recently. I don't know. Well, I'll say recently. It was probably like 6 months ago. And you just kept saying, "It don't taste right. Do it." What's wrong with it? It don't
When I
taste
fried
right.
it?
Yeah, I'm like, it tastes fine. Like, I think you're just so insecure about it because
No, I've just been eating a different fried chicken for a while. I think my taste buds have been elevated.
like,
right?
it don't taste right. I ain't doing that again.
I used to buy the frozen wings and unthaw them, and I'm like, the texture off, I'm chewing too much. Yeah, like, who want to eat my fried chicken? Kids look all unsatisfied. I'm looking at the kids, they're like, is it good? Yeah, not straight. Mom, when you cook it again, why we gotta suffer?
But I do think it should be some level of balance. And like I told him, like, I don't even need you to cook, but just make the dinner plans. Because sometimes I just be tired and I don't want to do it. And I
For sure.
feel like it should be a balance. Even if I take on the majority of the task, like sometimes it's cool for the other person to just step in and be like, "Look, I know you always do this, but I got you."
That's really something that's been convicted me like lately. And
Tell the truth.
you're not helping. It
Sorry.
makes me want to just retract everything and like be like, all right, let me read some comments. But just making sure like things are balanced, right? Like I don't want the household to be a burden or the household to be like a weight. Or you come in, or when the kids are here, it's like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Little things too. Like this is the level of conviction I had, right? Here's one thing that I never understood and I never was raised to do, right? When somebody sneezes, my family never says bless you. Never. It wasn't until I got older and somebody was sneezing, was like, bless me. I'm like, huh? So then I like, because it was foreign to me, I Googled it. And I was like, oh, that's superstitious stuff. I'm not doing this. This is stupid. Like, I don't even believe in like luck and superstition. I'm not blessing somebody when they sneeze.
I don't think most black people do it because of superstition.
I don't think most black people know where it comes from. I think
It's
it was
true.
just, well, we always do that. It's good manners.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
But when I read the origin, I was like, okay, that's stupid. I'm not doing that. But it's so important to her that whenever she sneezes, and she's like the most allergy prone person in the world, like she sneezes a lot.
I do.
She'll tell herself, whoops, bless me. Woo, bless me.
You make it sound so ridiculous.
Bless me. No, it is ridiculous. All day long, talking about bless me, bless me, bless me. Every time
I need
you
the Lord
sneeze,
to bless me. I don't know about y'all, but
don't
I
make
be
it
calling
special.
on His blessings
You
at
was
all
doing that
times.
before.
Bless me, Jesus. I need it.
Bless me, bless
Yes,
me.
period.
But and it never bothered me. I just thought it was ridiculous. I'm like, okay. But lately, it's like, okay, you don't get it, you don't understand it, but clearly it means something to her. Do you want her to have to assume the responsibility of blessing
blessing
herself
myself.
for the rest of her life when it requires you and costs you nothing to just say, bless you? So lately, I've been trying to force myself to catch it. But she's such in the habit of doing herself, it's like a
still
part of
do
the
it.
sneeze now.
Yeah, it is.
Pshum, bless me.
It's all one
Pshum,
thing.
bless me.
It's all one thing now.
So I'll be trying to catch it. Don't I, babe? Pshum,
Yeah.
bless you. Bless you, babe.
I'm gonna start pausing for you to.
Give me a little pause. I'll be trying to catch it. Pshum, bless you. Bless you. I said it. But it's just, and that's a small thing, but just in general, like just being mindful of what responsibilities your spouse has, right? Like, yeah, your man always does one thing, but if it becomes being unbalanced, like I would say, if I did pay all the bills, I definitely don't want to come home and do all the cleaning.
Mhm.
Like if you were at home all day and that was an issue in the past. I was like, this house nasty.
What you been doing?
What you been doing? Like, I'm not trying to make a thing about it, but it's like, I had a long day. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no food. You want me to bring some home? Oh, okay. All right. Hey, McDonald's again?
He's not
Okay.
talking about his current situation.
Nah. But yeah. It's just good to be mindful of your spouse and doing your best to take care of them.
Where were we, or was that the first live that we did when we were talking about just the difference in how you feel I act when the kids are here. Was that the first live?
How? Say
You
it
said
again?
I'm different when the kids are home than who I am when it's
The
just
first
me
live
and
this
you.
season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
was that?
Yeah.
And so do you remember we had like a conversation about that?
Off the pod?
Yeah, off the pod.
Yeah. You disagree with me.
I did disagree with you, but I feel like we didn't necessarily bring that back here, and I feel like it's on the same lines of like responsibilities and burdens and things that we deal with.
Balancing.
Yeah. So we had a conversation afterwards because I really didn't. I do see that I act differently when the kids are here than when the kids are not here, but I did not see it from his perspective in the fact that I'm more standoffish towards him. So I wanted to dive deeper into that because I don't want him to feel like that, but I do also need him to realize that like when the kids are here, he has to now share my attention. So we had to come to an understanding. And I think for me, what it helped me realize is like, even though when the kids are here, there are more responsibilities that fall on me. Like he's still my responsibility. And I don't want to speak for you on what you learned from that, but I really felt like in having that conversation that him seeing me as more standoffish, or I don't know, what was the word you used specifically? You said I'm less affectionate. Is that the word? I don't know. I can't remember what you were trying to communicate to me. Was that basically you feel a little shafted when the kids are here? Like I'm focused a lot on them, and I'm just kind of like short with you.
Is this what we said needs to be like a whole episode? This is the one that we said needs to be a whole episode.
Maybe.
Because this is a loaded convo. But ultimately, like, this is also the conversation, if you remember last live, where Brandy brought up a comment I made about her, like, loving our youngest daughter like she's trying to heal the little girl in her.
Yes.
That was
the
that same conversation, right? Because it was like, I don't think I do too much. And I'm like, well, like, there's only so much gas you got in the tank, right? And I don't feel no ways about you being a mom, but like what I'm saying is if there's a way for me to help you so that you got some gas in the tank for me, like during that time, so I don't feel like I gotta wait for our kidless weekend to like, you know, how like I want to
have your wife back.
Yeah, I just the way we laugh, like the days when they're not here, like it is like teenagers, like we're laughing, cracking up. It was like 4 a.m. We woke up cracking up about some stuff, like just rolling, and it's just different. It's more task oriented when the kids are here. Also, my kids aren't my biological children. This is not their primary home, so 9 times out of 10, the kids that are here are her biological children, and she's a mom, so they're used to going to her for everything. Like even if I'm sitting on the couch, they'll walk past me and wait for her to come out the bathroom to be like, "Can I have some juice?" I'm like, "Yo, I've been sitting here the whole time. Ask me for juice." And they're like, "Yeah, no, mommy pours juice better." It's like I can do that. I can tip the bottle into the cup. So there's a lot of factors into it, but ultimately, like that's what birthed that whole conversation.
And I just brought that up because I do agree that it can be a whole conversation. It can be even added into the blended families conversation because I feel like that plays a part in it
absolutely.
too. But just about the balance, like finding a good balance of like doing your normal routine, your household duties, but also being a husband, a wife, a mom. And so like to me, like you said, if you go to work all day and pay all the bills and have all the burden of finances, actually paying the bills, but then being responsible for financing the bills as well. Like, what am I asking for you when you get home? Am I expecting that none of that child rearing also does not fall on you?
Yeah.
Because if it all falls on me and I got to clean and I got to cook and I got to do homework and I got to read bedtime stories and I got to service them whenever they need it, like that's a lot. That's a lot when I'm working and that's a lot when I'm just sitting at home. So
Heck
like
yeah.
if I can't expect you to share in the finances, then I feel like I can't also expect you to share in the stuff at home. And I don't think that that's fair.
Facts. I think growing up, like that's just the household I saw. It was just that. Like my dad worked. At one point, my dad had 4 jobs. You hear me?
That's crazy.
4 jobs. My mom still worked, but my dad was gone a lot. Like he had 2 side hustles. He worked in a factory. He also was a truancy officer for the school system. When we first moved to Jackson, Michigan, this man was working his butt off, right? my mom worked, but she was the one who did most of the cooking at the time. She was the one who helped me with the homework. She was the one who did most of the cleaning. Like, that's what I remember. And as the situation shifted, as they, started to progress and level up, then I noticed my dad cooking more. I was like, oh, shoot, my dad can cook. Like, he throwing down, you know what I'm saying? But you just see how different seasons call for different responsibilities.
Yeah, you can't be so stuck in a
Yeah.
role that when
It's
it's
just, what do we
time-
need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would hate to be in a position, let's say we started off in that man pays for everything, you don't have to work, you don't have to worry about nothing, and something happens to you, and you can no longer do that.
Yeah.
And now it's my responsibility. If I'm just jumping back into the workforce, I'm not making the money that I make right now.
For
So
sure.
now I got to try to supplement everything that you was doing with just a little bit. Like, I feel like when we both contribute, it just gives more room for our family to grow and to flourish than one person
Absolutely.
just taking the burden. And then if that is snatched away from you for whatever reason,
Absolutely.
like, we ain't got nothing to fall back on. I'm gonna read some comments.
Man, a gang of comments. Y'all bear with us. Thank y'all. Shay says communication.
Shanika says, I'll get the trash before D. Oh, we saw it. We read that one. Sorry.
I just hate seeing it full. Hey, y'all just wait. Ladies, can y'all just wait a second?
Nah. It stink. It's overflowing. and
Not
y'all
just
steady-
garbage. Not just garbage. Anything you ask us to do, just hold on.
I got a note to fellas who are in a relationship with a doer, with a woman that's like, no, I do it. It's fine. It's cool. I didn't even ask you. But like a get it done woman, an independent woman who is really strong in her convictions, if she's asking for help and she's asking you to do something, it's not because she can wait 5 hours for you to do it. It's because she need it done right now.
Not all of the things be
Yes.
like that. No.
Yes.
No.
Case in point, we have a big.
I knew you was gonna say something like daggone
That's
fryer.
what you get for bringing it
I
up.
knew you was gonna say something like daggone fryer.
We have like a big, like almost industrial size fryer. It's ridiculous how big this fryer is. And it sits on the countertop. And when it's there, I can't do too much on the island because it's humongous. And I was getting ready to cook yesterday. Now, remind you, it's been on the counter since the Ohio State-Michigan game. I ain't said nothing. So I'm waiting for him to put it back because he said once it cooled down, he was going to put it in the garage. So this week's now. Who knows?
Oh, don't do
So now I need the space because where it's at is next to the plug. So I said, hey, babe, I need you to move that because I need to plug something else in. Now, I cleaned the dishes. I peeled the potatoes. I cut the potatoes.
You doing so much
I'm
right now.
ready to
I
cook.
swear.
And I'm like, hey, babe, you want to, you going to move this?
I got it. Now-
Eventually.
Now, at the time, I have a little side hustle. I'm trying to do my side hustle, edit this video, and I'm doing that, right? I'm almost done. I'm just waiting for it to export. I'm just waiting for it to export. That's it. Can't let my phone close up
He was
because
doing
if
other
it
stuff,
closed
too.
up, then I got to start over the export. I'm just waiting. I feel her burning a hole in the
Yeah, now
side
I'm
of
just
my
in the kitchen just staring at him like.
But that's not a good example because that's something that you need right now. It don't always be like that.
Most of the stuff is
Sometimes
right
it's
now.
just like, I asked you, and it's the principle of the thing. How long do I gotta wait?
No, I think just because the other person, I'm not even just gonna say the man, but the other person doesn't see it as a priority, it could still be a priority
if it's
for
not
the
something
person
that has implications right away, like if you're like, hey babe, can you get the sugar and flour out of the car? You plan on baking the cake the other night. You're not even finna start right now, but you asked me. If you get up and go out there and get that sugar and flour for something that you're not doing until later, it don't got nothing to do with the immediacy.
you
It's just a
prioritizing.
principle.
That's you prioritizing. But in my mind, I could be getting ready to measure the stuff out. So when it's time to bake tomorrow, all I gotta do is put the ingredients.
But if
in
you
there.
put
I
that
ain't gotta
sugar and
wait
flour down and sit back down on the couch, I'm like, you just couldn't wait.
You don't know
You just
that. Go ahead, finish reading comments. We're at,
Tamala says a well-oiled. I saw that one.
we saw that. Sierra said, I give you props too, Russ. Where my air horns at?
Right there. Right there. See? You don't never gotta ask. They ready.
Candace said, I will take the trash out the can, but one of these guys is taking it outside.
I feel you. Jay says,
Go
are
ahead.
y'all able to shed some light on how to operate bills without a joint account?
Get
Nah,
a joint account.
nah. That's not my expertise. I've never done that. So
Listen, feel
I don't know.
Are you married or not married? If you're not married, I feel like if you're not working towards that, like engaged, you probably shouldn't join your bank accounts because God knows what can happen.
We did that.
We did, and it was
We was on our way to getting married.
it was still an issue. Like
It wasn't, but honestly though, like what the goal was met.
absolutely.
Like we had a head start on what this hurdle was going to be, and I'm
True.
so glad that we didn't start off our marriage with that type of
Yeah, we
tension
was able to work through it before we got married.
because we went straight to marriage counseling. Like she keep looking at the account every time I buy a coffee. She want to say something to me about buying a car. I can't, but it's $2. Like, but we were able to work through that beforehand, so we didn't start off our marriage worrying about like money and all that stuff. So it was good.
So I again, if you're not married, I don't support or working towards marriage. I don't support doing a joint account. But if you're married, I see no reason why you should not have a joint account. Even in my previous marriage, where we kept finances really separate, like everything that had my name on it, I paid it out of my personal account. Anything that was like joint between us, like our mortgage or insurance and stuff like that, we still had a joint account that those things came out of. So even if you do like two separate and a joint, which I still don't recommend, I think it's good to have a joint account if you're married. So it don't even got to be who paid this and what, like, this is where our bills come from and we're good.
For sure. Candace says, I'm the cooker, so obviously I cook. Lamar is, she put in quotes, responsible for dinner one night a week only because I teach that night. But other than that, I would burden him with that because, you know, it's what I do. I hate cleaning the bathroom. He does an excellent job of it, so I'll straighten up as needed. But he does it because he's better at it. There we go. Y'all got solid roles.
Good compromise.
Y'all making it work. Jay says, after the third time in a row of me saying it, I just be like, you done yet?
He talking about the God bless you.
Oh.
And Brittany
Says, okay.
you get two out of me.
You get two out of me. That's it. Oh, that's funny.
Charity, that's okay. We welcome you back. You said joint. Nah. What do you mean? You not up for joint accounts? She said, nah, I'm good.
Jay says, how do you navigate when your partner is burnt out of doing their normal routine?
Alleviate them.
Yeah, there might be a season where you pivot a little bit. Like, I'm trying to do dishes more. I hate doing dishes. Like, I hate it. But I'm trying. I put forth the effort because I sense this is a season where, like, it needs to be done more. Like, they don't have to pile up. Like, get the dishes done. And guess what I'm learning, y'all? This is crazy. I had this bomb idea, right? Like, the more I do them, the less time it takes because there's less dishes. Like, if I do it right after dinner, it's just the dinner dishes.
I told you yesterday I was baking while he was washing dishes, and it was just like the most amazing feeling. Like, as soon as I dirtied up something from baking, I just threw it in the sink. I know it irritated you, but for me, it was amazing. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's cool because look, check this out, fellas. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. While I'm doing the dishes, she coming up pinching my booty, and I don't like that. Most fellas don't touch my butt.
Rubbing it. I wasn't pinching.
Whatever. That's not even the point. This last week, something got unlocked. I can't keep her off me. I'm like, hey, yo, chill. Let me catch my breath.
He doing a dish.
She got energy.
I tried to tell him. I tried to go back to season 2. I tried to tell you that.
Hey, look though. I'm like, look, she'll just be walking by like, babe, come here. I'm like, right now? Come here. What? Hey, I've been busting suds like a mug. Went to Dollar General, got some new I got new sponges. I got a whole new little brush. Look here. Guess who got a new hobby? It's me.
I ain't tired. I ain't doing everything.
Look here.
It's amazing.
Who ain't gonna do the dishes? Who ain't gonna do the dishes? I was mad we ate out today. I was about to say ain't gonna be no dishes.
Charity says, I would cook every day, but yeah, I quit cooking. Nitpicking, hurry up, and stopped me. Sierra says, nope, I had a mega blow up in a relationship because I'm I am that doer, but I know I need to allow for others to feel needed. I asked for a task to be handled, was told it would be situated, ended up not being able to depend on them. Too independent, maybe, but as a doer, don't say something that's not going to get handled. Over a year passed and nothing. Yes, that's like I'm the same way. In a year, that's crazy. Like if you tell me you're gonna do something, like you say it out your mouth, I expect you to do it in a reasonable time frame. I don't know what it was. Maybe it took
We ain't talking
a little
about
bit
moving
longer.
no
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about moving grease. Nah. But if you say out your mouth like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," to me, that's your declaration that you're ready to do that thing. I not gonna say the exact actual example, but we definitely have an example of that when we were dating, where he was like, "Hey, look, I'm about to do this thing," and I'm like, "So when you about to do it? Because who about to be waiting? You need to do it." Period.
Yeah, no, I think there's more. I hope this don't sound sexist, but I'm gonna say it because that's how I feel, and it's my show, me and my wife's show. But I think there's more weight of a man with words and actions.
What do you mean by that?
I think if a man, especially the men who profess, the man's supposed to be the head, the man's supposed to be a leader, well, that comes with weight. That comes with pressure. That comes with exemplifying good leadership, right? And if your actions don't match your words, then you're not living up to the task of what you want. Like everybody wants to preach, oh, a woman's supposed to be submissive, a woman's supposed to be this, supposed to be that. But let's talk about what type of man gets that type of woman, or who's the type of man who can bring that out of a woman. It's the man who exemplifies good leadership, right? So in areas where you're not exhibiting that, it's gonna be some static. It's gonna be some friction. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you say you want this out of me, but are you showing me that you can handle me? Are you showing that like you have the leadership skill that leans to me being submissive, right? Or leans to me trusting you in that way. Right. And I recall that situation you was talking about, right? Like it was tension because I'm coming out of a season where I'm not answering to nobody. I do it on my time. Like, yo, you just chill. I said, I'm gonna do it. I ain't make it there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Not gonna work for me.
But I had to learn, like, okay, it's not about, at the time, it felt like control. It felt like, when you gonna, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I had the revelation, like, oh no, she's looking for fruit. She's looking for, am I gonna do what I say I'm gonna do? It's consistency. So, I remember we had might have been our first big argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was a learning experience. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And we said something like very similar to this in our submission episode a few seasons back. But anytime a woman isn't submitting to a man in the way that he desires, it is an opportunity. It's not always the cause, but it is an opportunity for him to check his leadership skills. Are you acting out being someone who's worth submitting to? Because I know in my previous situations, like I had an issue submitting because I just was submitting to someone who should not have been submitted to. Like if I let my guard down and let you step up in the way that you're saying with your mouth, you want to step up, our whole thing is going to fall apart because you are not putting the actions behind your words. Like to me, if you are demanding or asking for a woman to submit to you, your leadership skills have to be on point because I'm not submitting to nobody that's going to have me living worse than what I live right now.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this story, and we're going to save this for the Blended Family episode because, this is a good story. But we was on vacation.
I thought you was waiting for the story.
I am. I'm not going to tell the story. I'm just going to get to the crux of what it is.
Okay.
So we were on vacation, and we had a disagreement. And it was one of those things like, it's either going to be what I want or it's going to be what you want. And I genuinely felt like that what it is we were having a split decision about wasn't good for our entire family to be extra deep, but I felt like it was a well-rounded decision. She disagreed. But it was the first time that I think I can recall I was just like, we're not doing that. And the tension in that car. No, the tension in the hotel room, the tension in that bed that night. But you know what? I appreciated, even though I know she didn't like it, even though I know she might not even agreed with me, she didn't challenge me.
I hate not getting my way. And so anytime like I say something and we go with his decision, I feel like I'm gonna have just a little bit of attitude. But if I truly in my heart believe that what you're saying is not damaging to us and you really feel like it's the right decision, I'm not gonna push back on that.
It meant so much to me, knowing your personality,
Mm-hmm.
knowing where you come from, knowing your track record of a man saying something a lot of times ending up in hurt and failed expectation. It meant so much to me that you trusted me enough that even against how you felt, you still like, all right, now
You're welcome.
tension. But that, I think that's a perfect example of what you're talking about, right? Like submission is such like a tainted word because like it I think the idea of it just feels so wrong. But sometimes it just looks like
You got it.
sometimes it just looks like I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like whatever you say. It's just like, you know what? I don't agree, but I trust you. You know what I mean? And that felt good.
Charity says, I cook and clean as I go. Help me, help you, help me. Took pride in you washing. I love it. Charity says, my show side eye, me and my wife show.
Hey, you see, I caught it. This is my show. Me and my wife show. Hey, Charity, don't be watching so hard. Okay, you don't got to do that.
She also says, actions must match. If you're fulfilling the need, you will get every bit of submission. Sherelle says, I wish men knew how bad we want to be in our feminine era and submit. We don't want to carry the family on our backs. Woo, woo. Give her some air horns, some hand claps, some gunshots, and all of that. Like when I realize I will fight to get my way. I'm working on it. God is working on me. But the fact that I am a brat, you don't have to whisper that. I agree. I am a brat. The fact that I just know that some things will be taken care of without me having to say a word, without me having to nitpick, without me having to even worry sometimes. Like, I love that. And every chance that I get to just be like a whole princess in our marriage, I take it. I don't touch doors when me and Russell are together. Now, before.
That wasn't. Now, I don't know when that started. I'm glad you said that because
I be standing there like.
There's a point where like I would try to rush to get to the door because I knew if she got the first, she's just swinging it open. And I think in the beginning, when like when you trying to like, what they call your representative, like you're showing the version of yourself. Like this is the version of man I was trying to show. Like I got doors. You feel me? But I don't know when it happened. But there's one point where she had a little momentum going to the door before me, and I know she was sitting there waiting. I thought she was waiting for me, but she wasn't waiting for me. She was waiting for the door to be open because she sat at that sushi restaurant like this. I was like, okay.
I'm not doing it no more. Like, you just showing that you're going to open some doors, I'm going to let you open the door. And it's not even like.
I know, so when we went grocery shopping, you used to help me put the bags in the car.
Don't do it. He pushed the cart. He scanned it. I be standing at the U scan like this. He's like, you could at least put it in the bag. Oh. You need help with that? Like, I'm not doing it.
I noticed one time I was looking back for you to help me. You was in the car like this. It's like, okay.
He be putting him in the trunk. I'll be right in the car, in the passenger seat. Can you please come on so you can start it because it's cold?
I love it. I'm saying it in jest, but like I love the fact that it's what once felt like pressure or something. Like I remember when you didn't even want me to take out your garbage.
I do. I remember that.
Like
I would get so upset. It's
like
so
I'd come over to
ridiculous now.
visit when we were dating, and I try to get the bag. No, I got it. I'm like, yo, I got to pass by your garbage bin. Like I could just toss it. But the idea of depending on somebody felt like you burdening them or something. I just don't want to trust you. I don't want to have to depend on you. So the fact that there's certain things that you just depend on me for, even if it's something small as opening up a door, I love it.
Yeah, I be pulling that, babe, I want a Coke. He'll put on his shoes in the middle of the night and go get it. Like
In the middle of the night is a stretch.
You won't?
I ain't getting out of bed.
When I'm in bed, I don't need a Coke. But when we sitting there watching the TV, you will. And it's not a brag to be like, oh, I got you. But I appreciate that. Like, you're willing to sacrifice your comfort so that I'm good. Like, I asked you for a Coke yesterday. And I was like, if you go somewhere that has a fountain, bring me a fountain instead of in a bottle. But instead of just going to the store, which you did to get yourself a Coke, you went to McDonald's and got me a fountain Coke because you really know that I love McDonald's fountain Coke. Like, that stuff to me means the world because, like, I don't know. I don't feel like, what's the word? I feel safe. I feel protected. I feel loved. And, like, I really know that he'll say with his mouth here on this podcast, it ain't nothing that I wouldn't do for her. But it's really true because I be asking some ridiculous stuff. Like, I was sneezing. Babe, I'm about to go get you some Benadryl. I'm like, you don't have to do that. But he just don't want me to suffer, and he wants me to be comfortable, and I appreciate that.
And I want balance too. Like this is like, she's a doer.
Absolutely.
So once again, like when you're with those people who are just like on go at all times and are like, okay, what am I gonna do now? What do I do next? What do I do next? Like, you got to pick your spots. So for me, it's like, okay, if I know most of the time you're gonna do the cooking, if I know most of the time you're going to the grocery store, most of the time you cleaning. All right, well, what you need? You need Coke? Okay, I'll get you a Coke. What you like? I'm picking my spots to show, like, where I can, I'm gonna lift the burden. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Balance. It's balance.
Charity says, my expectations are too high. I had to bring the level of expectation down as to keep from hurting my own feelings. She also says, submission is permission. Yeah, I steps back and wait. She's talking about the door. She said, yeah, catch that bag because I don't want to take it out. Let me depend on you. Sherelle says, I love asking for help, getting something up high, knowing I can climb anything to get it. It just feels nice not to have to do it. I ain't there yet, but I'm working on that. I'll be climbing too.
You starting to ask me now, babe, can you get this?
True. But then sometimes if you huff and puff, I'm climbing.
Oh, yeah. Just never mind. I got it.
Because don't tell me, ask me, and then when I ask you, you want to get an attitude.
We got some responses in the chat.
Okay, go ahead. I can't see them.
So Charity said to Sherelle, yes, that damsel in distress era, I want to be there. She was talking about, I wish men knew how badly we want to be in our feminine. Mm-hmm. And Sherelle says, yes, I look forward to the day I can say, let me consult with my husband. Being able to trust my partner's judgment would be everything. That's dope.
It's a beautiful thing for sure.
Sierra says, glory, because I'm playing dumb, straight stupid. Once he gets here, my hubby said, that's a no-go. Can't do that.
Can't do it. We can't go. Sorry.
Cherry says, yeah, catch that bag because I don't want to take it out. Let me depend on you.
Charity says, I do like that I can turn my brain off when my husband and I are together. I ain't got to think about it. So, like, I can't do that in our relationship. I am the brains of the operation.
What's that?
But she said, I do. She says, I do like that I can turn my brain off when my husband and I are together. I ain't got to think about it.
Yeah, I stopped thinking. I'm trying to remember how to think. I don't even, like, go places now without knowing. Like, I'll be like, babe, do I turn here? She's like, we grew up in the city. Do I turn here or not?
No, we went to go get food today. He's driving. He's taking us to the place. And
I don't know this way.
We get halfway there. I ain't gave no instructions, turn left, turn right, turn nothing. We get halfway there. He talking about, I'm lost. What?
Where are we at?
Wait, what?
Which way, babe?
You're driving. Like, you're navigating. I'm not even playing a part in this. What do you mean? I'm lost. Where do I go?
Google Maps who? Apple Maps who?
I'm like, okay, just turn right here.
There we go.
So I'm not there yet. I can't turn my brain off, but I do worry less about things for sure.
Sierra said, forget that Sierra prayer. It's that Brandy prayer for me.
Come on, you better let him know.
Bro, don't play about his. My boy will be listening to this loudly in the morning. Let him know. A hard time waiting, but lift the burden. Lift the burden.
Beautiful thing. It really is. We should all try to find partners who match our energy when it comes to our service to one another.
That's
like,
it.
As much as he is in service to me, I am in service to him. And I don't ever want it to be a deficit in that area. As much as I talk about he'll jump up out the bed or off the couch and go give me a Coke, I'm there. What you need? Come on, let's go. Who said something? He know I'm ready to go fight. Who you need me to call? What email you need me to send? Like, I'm there. I got your back just as much as he has mine.
That part.
Oh, Kiwan is in here. Kiwan said, "What up, peeps? I love watching y'all."
Davis?
Yeah.
That's my cousin in my
Hey.
head. What up?
He said, QQ. I don't know what that means. With children in the home, quick question. Got it. With children in the home, how do you all incorporate them in an effort to express, reflect, and pass on your values as it relates to roles and responsibilities? Do you find that you have the girls do certain things and so our kids don't do too much of nothing, if I'm being honest.
No, honestly, Lo, I think parents misunderstand the power in just living in front of them. Like, there's so much that we do, not because anyone sat down and taught us. We just grew up in a home that it was happening.
Period.
And in our mind, it computes to how it's supposed to happen. Little things. I've used this example before. Like, some people, ketchup goes in the fridge. Some people, ketchup goes in the cabinet. It's law. Neither one. It's like, it doesn't matter where it goes, but it just depends on where it was at when you grew up. The dish soap, is it under the sink or is it on top of the sink? No one sat down and said, hey, when you get your house, make sure you put that dish soap on the sink. We on the sink, people. No one did that. It just happened in the house you grew up in. So for me, I make sure my children see me loving their mom. I don't make them do certain things because it's a man job or a woman job. I make them see me do whatever I need to do. So they see me rub their mama feet. I'm not a handyman at all. There was this shelf that's been broke since I moved in with her. And one day, it was nothing but the Holy Ghost was like, fix it. I didn't know how to fix it. But I went to the hardware store. I said, so look, this is the thing that came off of it. And I think it go on the side of the thing. So he just told me how to walk through it, and I went there and I fixed it, and I made the biggest deal about it, right? And more than anything, I know my purpose for that was to show my sons, specifically my sons, when you're the man in the house, when something's broken in your home, you can't just sit idle. Not my expertise, right? They don't see me fix a whole lot of nothing. But that meant something to me that they saw me do that, right? So it's just about living in front of them and giving them a good example of what something looks like. A big factor in my last marriage not working is because I didn't like the picture I was showing my children. I didn't like the picture that they were showing. Like, I'm like, there's a picture, there's a way I want them to see love exemplified, and I'm not giving them that. Now, at the time, I was like, yo, I don't know if I'm doing all I can to put it together, but I do know that this, if I'm unhappy, then I know if this is what they do when they're gonna be unhappy too. I can't put this picture in front of them, right? So you just gotta live in front of them and be the example.
Yeah, and we definitely don't say the girls have to clean and the boys gotta.
I never make the girls help with like lifting stuff. I just realized that. Like
that's
that's
not
when
true.
we clean out the garage, I eventually was like, oh yeah, because they were like, well, how come Lily don't got to? I was like, oh, okay, come on, Lily. But I had no intention.
But our girls are super small too, so it's like y'all just be in the way.
When my daughter, but I don't know. I want my daughter to find a me.
Yeah.
So when she by me, I'm carrying her. Like when I walk her to the front door, give me a bag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the same when we go places. I'll be like, Bray, hold the door for your mom.
Yes.
Cinco, hold the door. Like,
boys, y'all come out get these groceries.
Yeah. So I guess it is some stuff that we try to instill in them, but it's stuff that we're doing alongside them,
For
right?
sure, yeah.
Like when y'all were in the garage cleaning up stuff, we were making sure that things were out of the way so that y'all could get a straight path. I mean, there was a portion of time where they were sitting on the couch, but it wasn't nothing for them to do then. So the things that we're saying, hey, y'all have to do this, Russell ain't just sending them outside to get the groceries. Like, he's out there getting groceries and he like, y'all come help me. So I think it's a balance between what we show them and then what we're saying is an expectation just for them as children in this house versus this is what you do when you get older. They see him do it, so they know, hey, when I get older, like I want to do that like my dad did. I saw my dad do this. I saw my dad, rub my mom's feet. So let me rub your feet, boo.
There you go.
Hopefully.
That part. That part.
Because just like they model the bad stuff that we do, they hopefully will model the good stuff too. So try to show them more good stuff
Absolutely.
than bad stuff.
100%. 100%. Are y'all any more questions? QQs?
Charity says, yeah, my husband grew up here and I'm a driver by trade, and watching him get lost is the funniest thing. I almost got put out the car the other night. Then she said the Overton jeans were not given. Absolutely not. He is not a handyman whatsoever, but I appreciate the effort. Like, I'm going to laugh when he put the light switch on backwards, but I ain't going to make him take it off and change it. We just going to use it how it is. Because you tried.
Just flip it the other way. Okay?
Because you tried, baby. We go just look. It's backwards. Y'all just work with it.
Look, come on. I fixed it. Absolutely. All right, y'all up there. I know more questions. We going to slide. Of course, you know it is school night. We got to get the kids to bed.
True.
Anything else you got?
I ain't got nothing.
We'll be back Tuesday with the new episode. And we come back with YouTube as well. Okay? Y'all got to give us some grace once again. Apologies. Hopefully we'll be back. Look, I start off real confident. We're going to be back with a video. And I'm like, hopefully YouTube will be up on Tuesday.
We can't make no more promises about nothing when we coming back, how we coming, how long we going to be here. We not making no promises about nothing. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. All right?
That's the motto.
We love love and y'all should love love too. I said the whole thing, huh?
Wow. It's the
It's my
golf for
podcast.
me. It's the wow.
It's my podcast.
Wow. Now we got to do it over because that won't do.
I know, always remember
Well, hold on,
that
wait.
it was going.
First of all,
You see me reverse my words?
Hey, this week, a massage is just a massage. If you want something more, ask for something more. But don't turn the massage into nothing else. Quit being nasty, okay? And always remember, we love love.
And I agree with that one.